Yeah. They ain't believe me when I told them crypto was the future. Now they trying to get in, but it's too late. We been stacking Marbit since day one. No banks, no middlemen, just power moves. Let's get it. Yeah.
Right, there we go. I'm officially live. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was asleep about half an hour ago. I was a freaking asleep. But you know, the bull market waits for no man. This is what happens when my missus goes away. I just end up falling asleep. But anyway, we are live and coming at you like Cleopatra. Yeah, I've got my tea, and I was a bit like, well, I'm sat here anyway. I'm not restricted for what time I need to finish, so I just thought, well, do you know what? Might as well just go live and, you know, just hang out with you guys. But I officially was asleep half an hour ago, which is always hilarious, by the way. Always hilarious when you kind of wake up and you're like, what time is it? Like, where am I? What am I doing? But yeah, so I just thought, well, I'm literally going to be just sat here doing nothing, and so I might as well go live. So anyway, I'm here. I haven't prepped anything. I haven't got anything to talk about. We're just going to kind of absolutely fly soldier this and see where we get to. I think it's probably a good idea. And maybe turn it just to kind of you guys. So if anyone's got any questions, thoughts, opinions, views, all the rest of it, we'll sort of do it that way rather than my usual show, which is very structured, very organized. I know exactly what I'm talking about. This is like proper seat of the pants type of like, you know, live stream. And this is like on the edge. Do you know what I mean? We just go live and see what happens. I can't really see my computer. I'm a bit like, still a bit like half asleep. What's really bad though, by the way, is it's literally I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight. So I might just have to work all night, grind all night, get some content out and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let everyone know we're here. Share it out far and wide. Obviously, just message your mate and be like, oh, 2bits actually gone live. I've put it in the Marbits Telegram just to kind of let people know that I have actually decided to go live tonight. And yeah, it's only because I had no idea where I was when I woke up. Got to understand, like I said, my missus is not here. She's gone away with the kids down to her mum and dad's. So I'm literally by myself. So I kind of got in from work, had my tea, made that faithful mistake, which was laid down on the sofa. And then the next thing I knew, I like woke up and it was like 7:45. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, let's, you know, kind of get things sorted and then get live. Literally just fell asleep again. So anyway, enough about me, more about you guys. Hope you're all doing well. As always, welcome to the show. It is a little bit different tonight. Like I said, we'll just kind of see where we get to. We'll kind of talk about markets and et cetera, and just sort of, you know, pretty much take it as it comes. But very interesting day, I would argue, and a pretty kind of, I don't know, maybe what I think people anticipated to be a pretty big day has turned out to be pretty boring with not a lot going on. I think there was certainly an expectation that maybe, you know, Trump was going to get fired today and we were going to get this kind of crazy, I don't know, this kind of crazy move in the market that, well, Jerome Powell's gone. We're going to drop like emergency drop interest rates and kind of all this sort of stuff. However you look at it, I would still argue that it's been a pretty interesting day overall. Like I said, nothing majorly crazy going on, but it is always worthwhile to think about. And I think one of the biggest stories of the day that everyone was kind of anticipating was this one, that the fact that Trump was going to visit the Federal Reserve Board by himself and be like, hey, Jezza, you better drop these interest rates on me and you're going to fall out, pal. Haven't really heard anything. I don't even know if he's actually gone yet. Does anyone know if he's actually been to the Federal Reserve yet? I'm not sure. So, yeah, so that was kind of the news story. And again, a lot of people are like, oh, John Paul's going to get fired. Let me just increase this so I can actually see what's going on, which doesn't seem to be the case. But anyway, 37, good to see you. Selmo's here. Stardog, what's going on? Yeah, Hulk Hogan died today, man. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan the same week is wild. Lauren Babb says, good morning, 2bit. Yeah, by the way, it is about my age. It is about my age. Alvaze, what's going on? Says, what up with Info Finance? No idea what that means, but welcome. Mills is here. CJ Powers here. And then welcome to everybody here on TikTok as well. Ryan Hoover's in the building. Satnam says, Hadira predictions. Man, interesting. Well, let's bring it up. Let's see what's going on. It's down marginally today. Actually, look at that. It's kind of interesting. Come down, perfectly hit that resistance level at 24. So what have we said for Hadira price prediction? We need to do like a bingo card for price predictions for the bull market, actually. We need to do that. Remind me to do that tomorrow. And don't forget, we are live streaming on Saturday again this week as well. Well, look, top end, 40 cents. I mean, look, $5 probably wouldn't be amiss when it comes to Hadira in the bull market. Just my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I dropped a video earlier on. I don't know if anyone saw it, but it was kind of just this whole discussion around the fact that so many people freak out in these bull markets. Maybe it's the first time people have ever been in these bull markets, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's super crazy bullish. We're all going up the moon." And then we get this kind of pullback, and everyone just absolutely loses their mind. So I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that we're seeing it. Hold on. I'm not surprised that we've seen it. So that's kind of where I get to with it. What's going on, Craig? Good to see you, pal. And equally, that's where I kind of think we get to in terms of a price prediction. And I think stuff's going way high, by the way. Just my opinion. I mean, people may disagree with me, but that's just where I believe. And also worth noting, by the way, that $3.19 billion worth of flows in and out. And guess what? BlackRock decided to rejoin the party, buying over 1,200 Bitcoin today. So you can kind of pretty much say, yeah, we are where we are, and I certainly believe we are going to go a lot higher than where we are. So, yeah, I think Hedera, I won't be too worried about that. Look at Zebek with a nice move today, breaking out. Again, looking like a solid move, over 11%, actually bucking the trend with a number of different cryptocurrencies. Also, by the way, look at this. Ethereum, let's go! Ethereum is going to start the bull market. Let's get it. So yeah, I'm super bullish on Ethereum, and actually really good news that that's going. What's going on, Blazer? Good to see you join us. Yeah, I was gonna just not do it, and then I thought, man, do you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. So I might as well go live, haven't I? Might as well go live anyway. So I'm expecting dominance to push up to 64% again. We'll wait for 115 BTC to top things up. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like altcoins were on sale yesterday. Or certainly were cheaper than what they are now. But yeah, look at this. Ethereum with a really nice move. Again, ETH versus BTC looking super bullish. And then ETH, look at this breakout. Look at this. I'm going to TikTok. I know you can't see this, so I apologize. But look how interesting this Ethereum chart is. Remember this box we drew about 2 weeks ago? We said this is a key area for us in terms of price resistance, price volatility, whatever you want to call it. Look at this wick down that we got today, retesting that upper range at 3,500 on Ethereum, and then kaboom! It's going back to the upside. So ETH now 37.38, up 2.85% on the last days, well, since midnight for me. So that's a good, solid move on Ethereum, showcasing that actually we're kind of all right. But good to see you, Ponke, as always. Appreciate you being here. XRP, Brooksy. Yeah, lots of bullishness around XRP. XRP looking okay. I mean, some people would say, oh, 2 bits, 322, and it had a massive dip yesterday. That's true. It did have a dip yesterday, but this was done to buy. Look at this wick down here to 296 on the wick. Candle body actually closed 318, which is probably thereabouts. So again, nothing too crazy. I think at the minute, very much driven by news, and we're not seeing anything too crazy. Just at the minute. But look, still, I'm pretty optimistic where I think we're going with XRP, as I think most people are. Oh my God, what have I just done there? As I think most people are. Sorry, I'm just trying to find... okay, I can't find it. Don't matter. JJ, what's going on, man? Welcome. Could the criminals be using Zebek to get XRP retail to sell and invest in Zebek and periodically rug them? Vinman, I mean, that's wild, and I have no idea, but I don't think so. I would have to ask you to substantiate your statement. Because I don't know. BTC in da meat in potatoes. Corey, yep, that sounds good. Brandon, geez, there are some Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. I don't even know who else is live at this sort of time. I honestly don't know who it is. We've obviously fought some battles in our time of people trying to muscle in on the 4 p.m. Eastern time, the 9 p.m. UK. Every single one of them loses in the end. Anyway, who's crypto? What's going on, pal? Zerbs, baby. That sounds interesting. Gen XRP joining the house. Welcome. So, yeah, decent move today, by the way. Overall market looking pretty solid on altcoins. Sui, I was talking to someone about this yesterday. I can't remember who it is. But yeah, Sui looking like it's having a nice little run to the upside as well. Zebek we touched on, which is absolutely flying right now. Oh my God, it's up 2% since we went live. What else we got? Ondo's up 2.5. Good news on there. Rest of the market is a pretty flat in fairness. Clearpool's looking okay. Chainlink's all right. Atheist keeps on grinding. Come on, Atheist. Keep moving. Still a little bit uneasiness in the market. So people still deciding to stick with some stable coins. They're like, we'll keep it where it is. And then the futures market, here we go, for BTC sitting around 120k. So Yeah, that is that. Okay, good news. Right. Just realized that we've only got 25 minutes of the show left. It's not true, by the way. We're going to be here for a bit longer, yeah. I'm going to be here for a bit longer, which is good. Anyway, we said that, didn't we? So, yeah. Just how to divide homes your life. Thanks, Curse. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So, yeah, what the hell to it? Yeah, Curse, I fell asleep. I was asleep about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes ago, I was fast asleep on the sofa. So, again, my missus and kids out here. So, I made the fateful mistake, having my dinner and basically laying down on the sofa, which is never a good idea because I had loads of stuff I needed to do tonight. Loads of content I needed to get put together, and I didn't do any of it. But anyway, the night is yet young, and especially now I've had about 4.5 hours sleep. I'm probably going to be going till about 3 in the morning. So, Trump visiting the Fed. He actually is going himself, which is kind of crazy. Gonzalo, good to see you, man. Trump's Fed visit and statement impact, will it impact the crypto markets? And tariff disagreements and potential Powell removal negatively impact the crypto market. I think it kind of will, by the way. I actually think it will. AVAX, ADA, BNB, and XRP face potential declines despite market developments. Now, haven't seen anything, unless someone's going to tell me otherwise, that he's actually got there, been there, checked him out, met old Jezza, decided that the gold-plated ceiling's probably not a good idea, and that $2.5 billion to renovate a workplace is not good. Oh, he's there, look. Oh, shit! Old Trumperino is there. He is not meeting Jerome Powell, though. He is definitely... Let's just listen in a little bit. Hold on a minute. Let's listen in a little bit and let us see what old Trumperino is saying.
We're going to lower interest rates. You would save $1 trillion a year. And there's nothing you can do to save that kind of money. Well, we had a little talk about it, and I thought it was a very productive talk. He'll be able to tell you at his next meeting, but I will say that he did say the country's doing really well.
Mr. President, you feel better or what?
And the country is really doing well.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
How would you describe your talk with him? Would you say that the energy was tense?
Hold on, TikTok. Let me just try and get it so you can hear it as well.
No, I thought we had a good meeting. No, there was no tension. There was no tension. I think he had more tension with my great senator to the right. He's pretty tough cookie. He was, you might say, well,
I mean, the bottom line is we had an honest, candid conversation about some of the overruns at this building. We had it in my banking committee, and he said we were wrong, and it turns out we were right. Thank God President Trump and his team took enough time to dig into some of the details, and the details are clear. We need to get this project done. We would like to keep it where it is or a little lower, but at the end of the day, the point is that instead of talking about interest rates, instead of talking about first-time home buyers, instead of talking about the heat in our economy, that's a good thing. We're talking about an overrun on the Federal Reserve building as opposed to the Federal Reserve objective of lowering and keeping our economy full.
You know, as an example, they built parking spots under a building next door.
Really expensive.
That's very expensive. When you're starting to build parking lots, underground parking lots, that's a very expensive thing. A lot of people I know, they park their car and they walk a block or 2 blocks or something. But it is a very expensive thing. That is what
By the way, no one cares. Federal, the expectation on rates look even worse than they did yesterday.
Look, I would love to see it completed. I don't want to put that in this category. It's a very complex thing that could have been made simple. I built a great hotel, and the great hotel that everybody in this group knows very well, it's called the Old Post Office, and it's a much bigger project than this, and I spent $200 million building it. And it was taken down to the steel, for the most part, taken down, you know, you've seen it go up. And I built it quickly, and I built it for $200 million. That was a much bigger job than this. Spent $200 million. That's got marble bathrooms, the top fixtures, the best of everything, all brand new. So, you know, this is a very
huge hotel.
It got out of control. And that happens. That happens. It's a shame.
Are you negotiating on auto tariffs? Your auto tariffs.
No, I'm not negotiating on auto
So
tariffs.
does EU looking at 15% like Japan?
Well, it
For auto
depends.
companies?
What Japan did is they brought down their tariffs. They gave us $550 billion because they didn't want to pay 20. They were 28%, and they gave us 500.
So it doesn't look specifically like we're gonna get any big announcement or any sort of big crazy things. I might just listen in a little bit just to keep an ear on what's going on. There may be something, but as it stands right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything. The interesting bit, by the way, will be, I guess, what the next meeting looks like. The Federal Reserve is basically saying absolutely not. We've no chance of cutting rates. But, you know, that little statement there, which was, you know, he'll be able to tell you more about his next meeting, either tells us that there is an agreement that he's not going to do it, which is kind of a bit weird, or out of nowhere, old Jezza is going to jump in. I mean, you can imagine he's probably gone, right, Drone, let's just have a look at this project here. $2.5 billion over budget. Like, I can fire you now, Jezza. I can, like, when you know that really awkward time when your boss is like, "Will you come and see me?" You tell me why you've overspent your wages for the last 4 weeks, and you're like, yeah, just haven't really been on it. You can imagine that he's going to go, right, well, look, this might just disappear, old Jezza. This might disappear as long as, you know, 25 basis points cut comes in July. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not super crazy about it. Maybe Jerome Powell's going to go, "You ain't getting rid of me. I don't care." But I reckon there's enough to fire him. So we'll see. 2 bits, 3.2 bits now. So we'll have to see how that affects the market. I mean, the market's kind of holding up all right. You know, I'd like to see a little bit more upside. I think 118, 850. Actually, you know, we wicked up 119.5. So we actually look pretty strong earlier on today. But, you know, we've sort of pulled back a little bit right now. The good news is obviously ETH is pushing, which is good. But yeah, I think I'd like to see Bitcoin just probably break 119, hold that. That'd be good news. A couple of things to worth noting when it comes to Ethereum, by the way. Bitmine now buying even more Bitcoin, which is kind of crazy. It's sort of turned into this two-horse race. Bitmine and SharpLink Gaming seem like the two big powerhouse companies that are now buying huge amounts of Ethereum. I talked about this in my video for XRP earlier, if you haven't seen that. I genuinely believe that's going to be the next big runner. I think it's going to be the next hot narrative when companies settle down. I think you're going to see loads of them start to buy XRP for a treasury. And I think this is going to be something worth noting. So we'll keep close to that one. That could be good news. Certainly could be very interesting from a price stance. And then also you've got some interesting news around the Fed, which you just sort of touched about. And then, like we said, ETFs once again are now buying, and equally, when you start to break down Ethereum ETFs, they are obviously looking pretty bullish as well and are accumulating like lunatics. We actually saw outflows of BTC yesterday, a huge inflows for Ethereum. So if you can see what's going on right now, man, there's no way I wouldn't want to be in Ethereum, because I think that's a good place to be. 2Base is in an earlier video. It shows he spent 3.2 billion now, but Powell said he snuck a third building into the estimate. Really, that's wild, isn't it? Is it bad that Trump has been able to deal with anybody who isn't following the trend, but he can't seem to touch? Well, so the Federal Reserve is deliberately set up so they are outside of the president's jurisdiction. So for the exact reason that it can't be politically influenced. However, I don't care what you say. Powell cut rates twice running up to the actual election in a much worse economical state than the US is now. Like much, much worse. So, you know, there is no political bias, but there is. I mean, let's just call it as it is, I think, anyway. I didn't see the South Park episode. I've heard about it. But yeah, I've heard people talk about it, which definitely sounds interesting. And I feel like maybe I missed out on it. I feel like maybe I missed out on the old South Park arena, but yeah, we will see. Certainly we will see on that one for sure. Trump needs to send the Marines to the Fed and shut the crap down. I mean, that could be wild. That could be wild. 15 trillion market cap 2030. Scott. I mean, some people predict 10 trillion this cycle. It'd be pretty wild. 10 trillion would be, you know, Bitcoin 5 trillion. What does that put you at? If you got a $5 trillion Bitcoin market cap, what would that be? Anyone know? Where are we at now? 2.5 double price, 200k, 250k BDC. Could be what, $5 trillion? I mean, that'd be a pretty wild market, wouldn't it? That would be a pretty wild market. You know, if that gets to that point, we could see something crazy. Trump being in those. I have to be careful. Yeah, well, I mean, there's certainly a debate for it. What's going on, Robert Dover? Welcome. Good to see you. Tomato Pete's in the house as well. Good to see you, pal. Good to see you. Don't forget, by the way, we are live all the time, every day, and we are live this Saturday as well. So make sure you tuned in. We'll be bringing the market news and everything else to you guys. Appreciate the follow, Jay Buddha. Thank you so much. But yeah, look at the Fear and Greed Index at 67, which is good. Altcoin Index at 41. This is going to sound stupid. And I don't want anyone to criticize me, right? I don't want anyone to criticize me and be like, too bad. As if you don't know what that is. Does anyone know how they actually make up the altcoin season index? Does anyone know how this number comes about? Or does everyone just think it's just a random number that's based on some crazy algorithm that no one knows it is? I didn't know what that number meant. Does anyone know? Anyone know what this number is? And how it's made up? I'm curious. Altcoin season index number. Come on, I'm waiting to see if you guys, because I think you guys are in the same place I was, which is I just thought it was just a number. I thought it was like a gauge in percentage or whatever it was. It was like, okay, this is the altcoin index, and that's the number it is. Like, does anyone actually know what this number is? I'm going to blow your minds if you don't, by the way, because someone said to me, I was talking to someone earlier, and they were like, oh yeah, this is what it is. And I was like, no freaking way. No way that's actually the reason what it is. When the dominance of BTC goes below 6, no. Number of coins. Yeah, exactly, Robert. So it's the number of the top 100 altcoins that have outperformed Bitcoin. Who would have thought that? So the altcoin index being at 42 means 42 of the top 100 altcoins outperformed Bitcoin. That is the measure. I did not know that. That blew my freaking mind over the last 90 days. That's how we get to that number. I was like, what? What? So alt season index is purely a measure of the top 100 altcoins and how they perform versus Bitcoin. So that's how you can kind of see whether in an altcoin or not. 42 of the top 100 are outperforming Bitcoin for the last 90 days. It's crazy. Honestly, it blew my mind anyway. Maybe you guys don't care, but I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that's actually true. And you can see it here, look, there's Bitcoin. And we can see all of these coins outperforming it. And then obviously you can see all these coins underperforming it as well. Unfortunately, Craig, Sand is in there, down 1.02 against it, as is Pump Fun, by the way, which currently now sits at a disastrous 2876. So, yeah, glad we didn't get into that, mother trucker, because that is terrible. That one is terrible. And again, very much appreciative that we didn't get into that. Yeah, Pengu is outperformed Bitcoin over the last 90 days by a whopping 354%, which is crazy. What's the crown coming on to the comments? It means you are the number 2 legend in the chat, Gonzalo. That means everyone should bow down to you and be like, oh my God, Gonzalo! He's the best around. No one's ever gonna turn me down. You're the best around. Gonzalo's all around. Boom. So yeah, did Whiff make the list? Yes, it's here, look. 74.43% ahead of Bitcoin. ETH's up there as well. It's outperformed Bitcoin by 107%. Let's go, Ethereum. 10x or bust, baby. JC, what's going on, pal? Poor man says that's actually not horrible, 2-bit. Yeah. It's actually not horrible. Yeah, I mean, imagine. Yeah, but so who would have thought that? Anyway, there you go. You see? Not only do we talk complete nonsense here on the channel, we are now educational. We're keeping it real. We know what's going on. People are missing out. Just my opinion anyway. Just my opinion. But yeah, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Where was Sandbox? It was like the bottom, Craig. It was down about 1% versus Bitcoin. So what we can officially say is Bitcoin has outperformed Sandbox over the last 90 days. Oh no. It's a freaking disaster. It's a disaster. It's Panic up there. No, it's not 37. Shut the hell up with your Panic. Get out of here, you massive chopper. Vern, what's going on, pal? Vern, I'm sorry. You know that wasn't horrendous singing. You know it, baby. You were like, oh my God, 2-bit's absolutely killing this. Yeah, I decided to go live in the end, Vern, so I'm sorry. I know you messaged me about 8 o'clock, I was asleep, so I apologize profusely, but yeah, we went live. Again, not in a rush, so we're just kind of chilling out tonight. Take your questions, your thoughts, your views, your opinions on the market. Market can looks okay. I want to see BTC push a little bit. Do not go red for the day, Bitcoin. No. No. I actually want to see Ethereum push up a little bit as well. Love and Retail panics. You know we're moving up. That's true. Sorry I'm late. I was counting my ripples, JC. I was super late. I was like 25 minutes late. To be fair, your singing is probably better than mine. Maybe. Yeah, I was 25 minutes late today, so yeah, apologies for that. Apologies. I made the fateful mistake of falling asleep, which is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, just my opinion. I feel like I've missed out on a lot. Feels like I missed out on a lot. Could have done so much with our life, but I didn't. I slept. See, it's what I mean. There's no time for sleeping. It's always time to get in the trenches, grinding. That's my view. Sleep waits for no one. I can sleep later on. Way too much to do. Way too much to do. Anyway, right, good. If you do have any questions, by the way, thoughts, opinions, views, or anything else, do let me know. Just drop them in the chat and I'll try and answer them the best I can. If you don't know, by the way, I've been investing in cryptocurrency since 2017. Pretty wild. Cool Cat says, please, no more singing. I beg of you. I got you, man. No dramas. No dramas. Zerps. I don't even know what Zerps is. Is this actually like a DeFi play? Let's have a look. Feel like we haven't got into anything decentralized finance for a while. Zerps. Doesn't look like it's on here. Is it going to be a coin market cap job? Zerps. Is it this one? Market cap of 5.5k. The hell is this? Are you sure it's meant to be Zerps? Z-E-R-P-S. Vern says, cool cat, thank you. Don't know what that means. XRP is Zerps 2-bit. Okay, good. Let me know how that works, because I have no idea. Right, okay. Is that actually true? I mean, okay. I did not know that. I don't know if I should have known that, but I didn't know it. Didn't know it. Nice recovery today. BR95, yeah. Yeah, I had a nice recovery again. I want to see BTC push a little bit more, though. We are just slowly bleeding out from a... probably what I think a lot of people maybe expected, which was Jerome Powell getting fired, and that just hasn't happened. Selmo, yeah, I think so. Singing with 2-bit is better. It's as bad as maths with 2-bit. Oh, come on, we haven't done maths with 2-bit for a while. We haven't done maths with 2-bit for a while. I'm sorry. JXY, what's going on, pal? Welcome to the channel. We appreciate it. Welcome, user 47170819233222502. What's going on, pal? Welcome. Can you bless me, please? I unfortunately cannot. I'm not a pastor or a vicar of any kind of church-going person. What do you require blessing for? Or are you asking for money? You might be asking for money. I don't know. But I am not a member of the church, so I don't know how I can do that. I'm simply a bloke talking about cryptocurrency here on the channel. If you put XRP into AI speech, it says Zerp. Is that true? Is that actually true? I want to hear that. I want to hear that. Is that... I don't think that's... Is that true? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Hold on a minute.
XRP.
No, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
XRP. XRP.
That's if you put it into Russian, by the way.
XRP.
Like, the letters are different anyway. Yeah, no idea. Anyway.
Not JXY, that's not going to happen, you chopper.
Oh, what? What?
Нет, JXY, этого не случится. Ты чоппер.
Oh, dear. Right, anyway. My cousin got Zerps once, round of penicillin, took care of it. I don't even know what that is. Jex, why did you... I said he was begging for money. Come on, bro. Just go into X and go into some spaces and try and win something. That's what, you know. Can you check Sui? Yes, I only talked about Sui a minute ago. I am pretty bullish on where Sui's going. It's had a nice bounce back, actually, today. I think Sui could push a little bit more. It needs to break 388 is probably where I get to. But, yeah, short term, by the way, on Sui, I think pretty good news. 388, just if anyone's curious, by the way, is the 0.5 Fibonacci. That could be a break above. That could send us to 396. But, yeah, market structure on Sui looks very good, actually. Very, very good. So I think we could definitely start to see that. Let me just show you dead quick. Look at this. TikTok. Hold on a minute, you frickers. Bosh. Here you go. Look at this. Fibonacci retracement looks perfect on SUI right now, taking this high. It's currently at the 0.53870. A break above that, 618 at 396 could be a next price target. If we get a rejection here, we may come back and retest the 379 range. But I think SUI's looking primed for a breakout. Go to the 12 hours, it looks even crazier. So the rejection initially 382 came back down, retest 236 at 366 yesterday, break above 0.5387, a break above that. I think you're priced in for either a 786 at 408 or that 396 first range. So yeah, SUI looks pretty bullish if you ask me. I think SUI's very much in a good place. I took that trade at 271. So yeah, pretty optimistic where SUI's going. I think SUI looks pretty good in fairness. So keep your eyes peeled on that. And I do think he'll have a good bull run as well. I really do. I really do. N says XRP, SUI, AVAX, Cardano, ETH, BTC buy, Lil Pepe, Hyper, 10x soon. Lil Pepe, I have no idea about. Hyper, you think Hyper's going to do a 10x? I feel Hyper is way overpriced right now. 43.14, and I feel like there's no way on this earth that gets to $430. No way. What would that put it at? So 10x would put it at $140 billion market cap. That puts Hyper as the 5th highest cryptocurrency out there. I don't see it personally. I actually think Hyperliquid's overpriced. My opinion, I think it's absolutely born out of naive decks, overhyped traders, but I think it'll do pretty well, by the way. I think it'll do pretty well. Angel, yeah, I mean, looks pretty good if you ask me. Momo, G. Terry, what the hell is Momo? Is Momo a DeFi player? Momo is a DeFi player. Ooh, see, how do I not even know about this? It's a $30 million market cap. It looks, man, holy shit, this looks kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, interesting. It's holding that range then at what? The 0.3 range, up 26% today, doing 3 million volume. Yeah, I don't know anything about this, but chart looks great. Chart actually looks very good, actually, in fairness. That looks a great little chart. 3.5 milli, decent. AVAX, GTR. Yeah, I think AVAX is going to shock people. Just as Ethereum did, everyone was counting Ethereum out. They were like, no, the Ethereum bull market is not coming. And kaboom! Here it comes. I think we're going to be able to Jasmine 140 billy. Yeah, maybe that could be bullish. Also, do you know, remember I was telling you guys yesterday, I was like, oh man, I'm having like such a massive problem and I can't get this and I can't get that and and it was really annoying me that I was having to like work something through to try and get to something, to fix something that wasn't working. Well, guess what? I got it working. Whoa! If anyone knows what that is, by the way, it's a drum and bass song. Just thought I'd let you know. So yeah, so I officially actually got this thing working, which is great news. I know for many of you won't care, and it means nothing, but to me, it's been like over a year in waiting. Look at this. Here we are on Team Finance. You'll see number of active contracts is 1. I have 1,428 of this particular cryptocurrency locked, of which I get so many each day. And yeah, it's called Coin, C-O-I-I-N. I don't even know how much is it? Anyone knows? C-O-I-I-N. Is it this one? No, it can't be this one. Maybe it's not come out yet. Anyway, so yeah, so that's exciting. So I finally got it working. I'm super happy about it. Let's go. So every day I'm going to get 4.43 unlocked from this vesting for the next 12 months. If anyone is curious, by the way, this is what vesting tokens looks like. So you can lock them on certain platforms. So every day, 4.43 of this particular coin gets released, and I can either sell it or keep it or do something else with it or all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, pretty excited. And I got it working, which is, you know, good news because it was really starting to frustrate me yesterday. Really starting to frustrate me and it couldn't work. Right, BTC down 0.02 on the day. Come on, BTC. Let's not finish in the red. Paul says, got a buddy in top 1% of XRP. Wow. 2-bit, what do you think about Crow? Yeah, I mean, I'm not hugely fan of it. I think, I mean, look, it's doing pretty well. I just, the ecosystem feels behind a lot of others. And whether that's hype or whether that's not, I don't know. But, I mean, look, it's had a decent run. I actually don't hold any Crow. I did sell it all, actually. But, yeah, I think it'll do okay. I think Crypto.com's starting to finally get some stuff going. You know, maybe we get going. Ends, it's literally click on my profile and it's one of the links. You can get it from there. So what crypto trades are you holding? Right now I'm in ETH, XRP, Casper, Zebek, AVAX, Sui, Jasmine Coin, some more. I can't think what it is. About 11 or 12. Nothing crazy. I'm very much not in a world of like having loads of little bags. I just don't necessarily think it's a good idea. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And then I've got a few real fringe things going on. Any thoughts on Solana, Ethan? Super bullish on Solana. I think it's going to have a massive run this cycle. I think we could see some pretty interesting stuff going on. That blockchain is crazy. And as much as everyone thinks it's going to zero, I somehow think that's not true. So yeah, that's my view anyway. That is my view. And I think we'll see a pretty solid run. As I do, by the way, on a number. I think that's why I think Sui's going to be good. I talked about Algorand. I think that's going to do very, very well. And yeah, I mean, Solana, I have all my Solana staked at the minute. I've done now for about 8 months. And yeah, it's doing well. Jamie Forsyth says, any thoughts on Cookie DAO? I feel like we've looked at that, and I honestly don't believe I have any thoughts on it. I don't invest in it. I don't know what it is, really. But I feel like we've definitely looked at it. Sui is king. Yeah, I do like Sui. I can join. Do we run the offer amount? If you know, you know. Zebek is a sleeper. Gonna rip. I hope so, JC. Yeah, I mean, by the way, I sold all mine, so I'm not invested in Zebek anymore. That's why it's up about 11%. This is the last time I bought some. What's your price prediction Sui this bull run? I mean, we talked about this the other night. I mean, if you went super crazy, you could definitely, I think, see upper teens. I think upper teens could be a possibility if that ecosystem gets it, like really moving. And by the way, the meme narrative's hot over there right now, which I think is where AVAX is lacking a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I think Sui could do very, very well. I took an opportunity at 271, and I'm still holding it. So yeah, I mean, BTC, Castle, XRP, and Snek. Man, I saw some stuff about Snek today. What's Snek doing? I saw Zach talking about it. I haven't checked Snek for ages. I mean, I was in this for a while. I'm not anymore, but what is Snek actually doing? So it's at 203. I mean, it's kind of getting there. I mean, Snek could be an all-time highs pretty soon. Jesus, where did this come from? Snek all-time high was 7. Right, so it's about, what, 50% down, 56% away? That's actually not bad. I do think, see, this is where I think they need to get, like, USDC or something rocking and rolling over there on Cardano. They'll be all right. Aptus, what's going on? Welcome, buddy. What do you think about Nvidia? I mean, it's a $4 trillion frigging company. I mean, it's pretty wild in fairness. Outside of that, I don't really mess around in the stock market anymore. I used to, but not anymore. So look, I mean, it was up again a little bit today. I think Tesla had a bad day, didn't it? I think Tesla was a bit of a disaster. Which, yeah, I think Google was flat today as well. But yeah. Thoughts on HBAR? I think HBAR will do real. I do think for the moment, HBAR is a little bit overpriced though. Again, this retracement is not a necessarily bad thing. I think HBAR could come a little bit lower. I think maybe even retest 20 cents. Had a massive run, like way overcooked. Needs to chill out a little bit. Needs to chill out a bit. Why don't you mess around in the stock market? There are plenty of opportunities. Because I just don't have time. 420. I literally don't have time. I don't trade crypto as much as I used to. I mean, I'll take the odd trade here and there if I feel like it's one of those risk versus reward is way in my favor. But yeah, I mean, maybe that would change if I wasn't doing my job, my normal 9 to 5. But yeah, I literally barely have time to do what I need to do at the minute now anyway, let alone actually like trade. I genuinely, by the way, I would love it. And I think I'm going to start a new series on TikTok, which is like, you know, someone doing a 9 to 5 trying to make it in crypto, which I think could be good news and equally. I genuinely would love it. The occasional times when I've like been off and been able to just immerse myself in what would a day look like without my 9 to 5 job. Honestly, it's way loads more. It's way loads more fun, but I think you can get way more stuff done, and I think that's important as well. But you know, if you think at the minute, loads of my time, like 10, 11 hours, is consumed by my 9 to 5. What does that look like if you put it into the crypto market? Which would be good. Do you hope to be retired after this bull run? I would like to be in a position where I could decide whether my 9 to 5 is something I want to keep going on. The problem I have, by the way, and I'm not trying to be a dickhead here, and I'm not trying to be a bit of a chopper, but I have a pretty good job. Nothing crazy, by the way. I'm not like some 6-figure neuroscience lunatic or anything like that, but it's a pretty good job, right? And at the minute, I would say that my YouTube part wouldn't offset my job, if that makes sense. So at the minute, you know, I'm happy doing this as like a as a kind of thing on the back of it. Blazer, thank you so much. But I would love to go. I'd love to do this full time, which would be something like, do a morning stream, talk about markets. What does the setup for the day look like? And I generally think if I was to do that, I think a lot of people know me by now, but if I was to leave my 9-to-5 job and go full time into like crypto and social media, I would definitely go and do a financial advice course. I would definitely go and study economics. I'd really immerse myself into like, what does that look like, so that you have a little bit of conviction into it. And then you do like a morning stream where you talk about markets and setups and things on your mind. Obviously, I'd be putting content all day. I'd do an evening stream. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. And I'd go and get a McLaren 720S because why the hell not? But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. And, we've just got to keep working, keep grinding. Things are moving in the right direction. I think, with the community that we've got and the team that are kind of sitting around us, I think, the opportunity is there in front of us, and it's in front of us in this bull market. So, yeah, it'd be nice if I could. It'd be nice if it came out of the bull market and went, right, I could either go and do a job, or I could either do my job or not. What's your job? So I'm a multi-site retail manager is probably the best way of putting it. So I have about 12 direct reports and about 400 people that sit beneath them. So yeah, not the other debate is you just go and do like something dead simple, don't you? Like delivery driver for 16 hours a week or whatever, and then do way more of this. But I don't know. Yeah, exactly that to Mark Pete as well. Like, if you upset the wrong people or, and I've always said, like, you'd have to structure it in such a way that or you at least can be confident that you are getting certain things. I might get too tired not working and have to go back for the rest. I mean, that's true as well. Too bit. If Jake Claver, right, 1K end of year, you retire. Well, you think XRP is going to go to $1,000? I mean, it's pretty wild. That's pretty wild if you ask me. That's a 6-figure plus job here in America, really? Maybe I moved to America. Bullish or bearish? Oh, bullish, baby. Bullish. All you have to do is look at market structure today. Like, yeah, pretty bullish I am. Pretty bullish on the markets. I think lots come in. You have to look at what's going on with Ethereum. Look at some of the altcoin measures. So yeah, I think very much bullish. Very much bullish on what the market is coming. New here, just seeing what your outlook is for this bull run. Predictions for ETH, XRP, and Sol. So my predictions for this bull market. Bear in mind, just to give you some not necessarily confidence. Actually, that's the wrong word. This is my third bull market. I've been investing in cryptocurrency since 2017. I lost all my money in the first bull market. I didn't take profits enough in the second bull market. However, I would say this third bull market, I'm very much ready. I'm focused. I know what I'm doing. We've got a plan. And wider than that, we've got a brilliant community that know what the hell is going on. So very much think this bull market's going to be big. My predictions, just to give you some context, BTC I think is going to be, between 150 and 180. I think XRP could do $8 to $10. Ethereum I think could easily break 10K. And Solana, look, I'd like to think Solana would be about 650, 700. We were buying Solana at $8 on this channel. $8 in the bear market. The FTX collapse I was live for. I've been live on YouTube. I was 7 days a week for about 2 years. I've just gone to 6 days a week over the course of the last probably about 15 months actually. But yeah. So that's my view. My advice, if anyone's is brand new to cryptocurrency, do loads of research, watch loads of people, find good channels. I am not saying that this is the channel for you. I would only ever say listen in, interact with the community and see what it's all about. I think so many people end up going to channels that'll be like, oh my God, we're going to tell you the next 500x. You need to go and buy. And it's like some complete random bullshit coin no one's ever even heard of. And they're like, this thing's going to go to the moon and you definitely need to take a look at it, blah, 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 blah. And it's all nonsense, right? It's all nonsense. The other thing I would say as well, how do you know that a channel is there for the people and not there for themselves? Do they answer your comments in the chat, or do they specifically ignore them and go to random people? That's my opinion. Hopefully that helps. It might not help, but hopefully it does. I think you're way too bullish with those predictions, but your opinion. The King, all I would say is hit the follow button, baby, and let's see where we get to. Bear in mind, ETH at 10K is a 2x on its previous all-time high from 2021. XRP, you're right, is a 3x from its current position, of which it's already done a 10x. So you'd say, well, maybe you are a little bit optimistic on that, potentially. And Solana, by the way, would only be a 2x from its previous all-time high that it hit in December. So if you believe we are going higher than where we were in December, and what I would argue is XRP and Solana will both have institutional buying on ETFs. We've never seen that before. If you put the inflows of which you saw on Bitcoin and Ethereum into Solana, and you put them into Ethereum, and you then apply Ethereum staking, well, I think it's going to be pretty interesting as to how that plays out. But again, what I would do is hit the follow button and let's see who's right. That's where I get to. And again, as always, never financial advice. It is purely and utterly my opinion. So yeah, what I would say as well, by the way, is that we haven't been wrong on much recently as a community. I don't think we have. JC had a meeting with either JP Morgan or the Bank of America this week and signed NDAs there too. How do you know they signed NDAs? I'll follow, bro, but be careful with that exit plan this time. Yeah, well, the king, again, that's what I mean. Third bull market, very much dialed in. I've talked about this a number of times over the course of the bear market. Have a plan, take profits on the way up, have capital on the side. Like I said, you know, I'm very much ready for this bull market, very ready for this bull market. And I think I'm relatively cool with what's going on. So we'll see. Regional manager of Walmart starts $123,000 and top performers make $600K. Jesus. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Clover owns a company that makes money from people putting into their crypto. You may 100K minimum to be part of it. Look, that's where I think we'll definitely start to see this kind of treasury element, and I think it's going to be pretty crazy as well. So we'll see. But yeah, appreciate the follow, the king. And again, let's see. I hope we are. Look, I hope we all make it. I hope we all make it for sure. It's flips between Ethereum and XRP at the minute. Yeah, pretty. I mean, Ethereum, think about Ethereum staking. We worked some of the maths out on this. If you get Ethereum staking, which Fidelity have applied for, BlackRock have applied for, as well as Bitwise and a couple of others, like, understand how crazy that is for anyone getting involved in that. Now, by the way, and again, referencing this, a lot of the stuff doesn't come from just like random numbers in the air. I don't just kind of go, where do I think? Like, there's logic applied to my thoughts, which is, again, important. You look at, there's a little known Solana ETF that launched with staking, right? Not many people know about it. It's a US based one, super small company. I, for the life of me, cannot remember the name of it. Let me tell you what it is. It is Rex Osprey, right? So Solana XRP, a Solana staking ETF under Rex Osprey, right? Super small company. No one's really heard about it. In 12 days, right? Got to have a look at this. 12 trading days. It amassed $100 million worth of funds in 12 days on an ETF in a company no one's really heard of. What happens when BlackRock gets that functionality? What happens when Fidelity get that? And you may say, well, hold on a minute, 2-bit, because why would they do it? They're buying Ethereum like rates we've never seen before. Yesterday, the market dumped, right? The market took a bit of a dump. Everyone knows that. $332 million worth of Ethereum were purchased by ETFs. Like, once that's staking, that's double that. Easy, I think. And I think that's where you get to sort of some of these insane price predictions. That's where you get into sort of the thought that this is a different bull market. And I think a lot of people are aware of that. I'm not convinced that we'll see XRP ETF as BlackRock has not applied for an XRP ETF. Something is strangely happening behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. No basket ETFs will be granted. Do you think, Colin? I mean, it's an interesting theory. I've sort of gone the other way, and I think at the minute the fact they've delayed the Bitwise conversion is a very specific thing. Because I absolutely think. Thank you so much. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Xayi, Zai maybe. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. When do you think the current alt season will kick off again? Well, that is one to keep an eye out for. Keep your eyes focused on what Ethereum is doing. That's going to tell you everything you need to know. Retail ready for a proper alt season, but yeah, that's just my opinion on it. Do you think it's time to buy XRP XLM right now? No, I don't. I would, well, I mean, look, it's hard to always say whether you should or shouldn't, because we could get a market correction tomorrow. Like, my advice is only this. Depending on what you are looking to position into the market, do it in stage. If you've got $1,000, put $200 at a time in. If you've got $2,000, put $300 at a time in. If you've got $10,000, put $2,000 at a time. It gives you flexibility. Yeah, you might miss an uptrend, or you might miss it, but you know, so if you've got $1,000 and you just go, right, I'm going to dump $1,000 in XRP right now, and XRP currently is at 321, and you go, right, boom, there's 1,000. So many people will tell you, oh, I invest in the market and it goes down. Well, leverage your opportunity against it. So you go in with 250 a day. Maybe the market pulls back a little bit and you go to 317. Then you drop another 250. Your DCA price all is going to become 319. Maybe the market dips again. You drop in again at 311. You look at the market structure and go, holy shit, we're going to retest $3 here. I'm going to set my buy order at $3. As an example, you've got a wick on XRP at 295. So say you bought the top at 350 and you bought 295, brings your average to about 321, which is where we are now. So I don't necessarily think it's about when. I think it's about how, is my view, by the way. And I would argue in a number of cases, that has been a massive, massive win for me. Where I bought, like, I'll give you an example. Aerodrome Finance, right? I am super crazy bullish on Aerodrome Finance. Layer 2, backed by Coinbase. I think it becomes the native token of the base chain. People just don't see it yet. I bought this way overpriced at like 135 or something like that, right? And then all I did was I've literally been buying, staking, trying to bring my DCA price, which I think I'm now down to like 101. It might have dropped even below $1. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm 10 cents away from being break even, as opposed to where I was, which is going to be like 40, 50 cents away. So that's the power. Not about when, about how. I think that's definitely a better way to think about it. Breaking news, everybody. Oh, you guys love my breaking news. We have some breaking news. Breaking news right now. Here we go. Breaking news is, oh, bosh. Kingsway Capital is going to be raising $400 million to build a reserve in Toncoin. Who the hell is buying Toncoin? Or what? Toncoin? Really? Really? Toncoin? What is Toncoin at, by the way? Does anyone know? Do we even track Toncoin? We do not track Toncoin. What's Toncoin at? Anyone know what Toncoin's at? I don't know what it's at. I know you guys love the. I know you guys love it. I'm a chat town Curtis, no YouTube channel, just mod a lot. Get it, JC. Let's get it, baby. His timeline may be wrong, but he knows his stuff. Who's that? Me or someone else? Maybe it's someone else. What about all the people that know then outside of streaming and other interviews? Right. Anyway, man, I keep missing loads of messages. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I keep missing everyone's message. I apologize. I apologize. Oh my God, someone's asking me to do a battle. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. Do you see all the rules on TikTok change tomorrow as well? Like, all gets a bit crazy. Tom's at 317. Interesting. Interesting. I always thought Tom was going to do very well, by the way. But, I mean, the whole Telegram thing should be pretty good. But, yeah. Will we have a great day tomorrow? I mean, it's a good question. Fridays, you want flat Fridays. You don't want anything crazy on a Friday. I don't think anything's happening tomorrow. I don't think there's anything specifically going on. Next week, obviously, becomes a little bit more interesting, but you've got durable goods orders. Again, no one cares. Jobless came in all right, I think, today. That was pretty good. Manufacturing number came in all right. But yeah, next week's when it's going to be tasty. Job openings, consumer confidence, FOMC, and PCE, and then US employment on Friday. It's going to be a pretty interesting week. 2 bits what was happening in the banks. Barclays messaged me saying I can't buy crypto with debit now, just credit. Debits now, not just credit cards. Devo, thanks, mate. The reality is that, yeah, the UK has got a very different stance when it comes to crypto, and they're being complete choppers about it. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't use Barclays Bank though, so I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I just realized that. I don't know why we are such complete choppers when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption. I don't get it. I don't get it personally, but hey, that's the UK for you at the minute, unfortunately. That is the UK at the minute. And yeah, I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. I use Monzo, Curtis. And I've never had a problem. That's my opinion. So, yeah. Outside of that, I don't know if there's a way of going around it. Probably not with your traditional bank. Maybe, I mean, we're going to have a look. But yeah, Monzo I use. What? Yeah, so here you go, look. So, again, not financial advice, but Revolt, Monzo, Lloyds, HSBC, other banks like Nationwide, Barclays, RBS are also considered crypto-friendly, though many have specific restrictions, which is kind of what you're talking about, really. But, yeah, that would be where I'd be, but this is what I use anyway. Easy for tax purposes as well, just keep it all separate. UK will bet on Queen, Camilla's favourite saddle, but on yeah, exactly, JC, it's wild. It's wild. I use Revolt the most. I have Monzo too. Yeah, that's fine. Lloyds and NatWest are okay as well. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All about control in the UK. I think so as well. I think so. I just don't understand why we're so like anti against it. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. And the fact that Rachel Reeves wants to sell the $5 billion worth of Bitcoin we've got, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, I had a bit of an argument with my missus about it. She was like, well, if we need the money for public finance, we've got to sell it off. And I'm like, what do you do next time you need some money? Like, the answer isn't, oh, well, we'll just go into the bank account and sell it. Eventually, the bank account's freaking empty, and then you are in the shit. Like, find the solution to fix it. Rather than be like, oh, it's fine, we'll just dump the Bitcoin that we've got. No one cares. Because then when you've next got, like, a black hole, you're like, oh, right, what do we do next time? XRP, SEC is scheduled to announce a decision on the Rex Osprey Spot XRP ETF. I hope they get it. It'd be super interesting to see what that does. Wise is also good with crypto. Be super interesting to see how they play out and what they do. I think that XRP ETF could be crazy. Could be. We know it. We saw it with the Hashdex one, which is Brazilian. Rocky 3 was the first time I saw Hulk Hogan. Was like, oh my God, who is... Yeah, I used to watch wrestling when I was younger. That's tomorrow. Oh, nice. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, man. Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter. I still remember that one. Where he got smashed over the head with a chair. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Oh, Logan Paul's been breaking news. Logan Paul's talking about, what's it called? Zoo Project. The hell did he launch? D-Gen, was it D-Gen Zoo? I can't. Oh, Zootopia. What the hell was it? I can't remember. Can't remember. Anyway, talking about black holes. Is that any good? Okay. Like Gordon Brown selling our gold at the bottom. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I mean, if you ever needed a case study, look what the Germans did. They sold Bitcoin at $53,000, missed out on $3.2 billion. Like, what the hell are you doing, you crazy people? Come on. And Rachel Reeves is like, oh, yeah, well, we need to plug the hole that the previous government left, $22 billion. It's not like that. I'm not conservative, by the way. Just FYI. JC, what's that? What's that? Crazy. You are crazy. Anyway, how long have we been live for? 57 minutes. Man, it feels like way longer than that. Feels like way longer than that. Anyway, we're not in a rush, by the way. We can chill out for a little bit longer. And then I'm literally like, bosh, into some content. And then, yeah, we'll be live tomorrow. I will be on time tomorrow, by the way. In fact, we might go a bit earlier tomorrow. And then don't forget, Saturday we're streaming as well. So we'll have a full show on Saturday. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, make sure you dialed in for that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oh, 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 oh. It's going to be great. Oh, 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 oh. Maybe we do some maths as well. That'd be even more fun. Who's up for maths? Maths with 2-bit. Good. Right. Anyway, nothing coming into my DMs, which is kind of a little bit disappointing. No one cares. No one likes me. But that's fine. I understand it. Don't worry. Yeah, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it on the down low. Nothing coming across my my radar now, so I'm not seeing anything super crazy that'd be interesting. Not sure if we were live. Most people are writing rip. Not sure if we were live as most people are writing rip. Where are most people writing that? This chat went into the shit. Yeah, it did. It went wild. That's why I was ignoring it. Yeah, it did very much go to the absolute toilet and a number of things. But hey, sometimes that happens. When do you think you will start to exit? So, Max Greenwood, I got a couple of thoughts in my mind. August 25th. And again, I'm not going to be too specific on the dates, but these are where I'm definitely going to start to think about where the market is. Remember, at the minute, you're still, in my opinion, in a world where we can afford an element of risk in the market, right? However, there will become a point where it's about preservation of capital and making sure that you are dialed in. My view is that not necessarily time, but price targets what I'm looking at. But certainly August, back end, I'm going to be like, right, where is the market? And then, look, you've got to analyze it every single day, which is why I think people should be very much dialed into very much dialed into kind of what's going on. So yeah, which I think is kind of good news. And then my personal opinion on the back of that is that October, if we see this cycle out as a normal 4-year cycle, October back end is my, ultra top. But I think it very much depends on value. Don't worry about missing out on an extra 20k on the top of BTC if you've hit the number you're looking for, my opinion. Holmes, what's going on? Holmes, we've only been live for an hour. Like, where the hell have you been, bro? Like, what? Come on. Talk about, keeping it down with the channel. Where have you been, bro? I've been here like an hour and a half. I was like, I'm going to wait for Holmes to join us. Then we're going to go. Just had notification on X of what? Pam Bondi, medical emergency news flash. What? What? No freaking way. Is that actually true? Because August 25th is like basically where 1,000 and whatever days goes to for bull markets and the halving. No other reason, really. No other reason. Right. Notifications. Is that true? Justin Logan Paul blames partner for crypto zoo rug pulling lawsuit alleging it was a scam. Yeah, he's definitely going to and get done. I'm not seeing anything around Pam Bondi, though. Oh, shit. Look at this. Look at this. We did not see this earlier. Look how small Jerome Powell is. He looks like a proper chopper, doesn't he? Yeah, it's true. Bondi comes separated. What? Where are you getting this news from? Oh, here we are. 14 hours ago. Pam Bondi cancels appearance at anti-trafficking summit over medical issues. Attorney General Pam Bondi abruptly cancelled her scheduled Wednesday appearance at CPAC's anti-trafficking summit in Washington, citing a recovery from a health issue. All right, okay. I thought like she'd like literally been like rushed into, rushed into a medical emergency, but yeah, right, okay, fine. Okay. A Cornea was separate. Holy shit, it's wild. Firepower Bondi was supposed to be at the speech. Yeah, too bad I told you this earlier. Sorry, mate. He had a nap and overslept. I mean, that's true. That's true. Holmes, Holmes, I fell asleep. I got in from work, made my dinner, laid on the sofa and fell asleep and woke up at I was up early this morning. I only had about 2.5 hours sleep last night. And I woke up and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I definitely can't go live in 3 minutes time. And then I got myself together, made myself a cup of tea, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here. I might as well just go live. So then we went live. So, yeah. Yeah, messaged a few times as soon as I noticed he's on. J Powell looks like everyone's drunk uncle. I mean, it's wild, isn't it? Wild. But yeah, so it's, yeah, my missus and kids are away. So yeah, literally like bad news. But yeah, Max Greenwood, again, just, we need to we need to analyze the market every day. Keep an eye on it. My view, by the way, right now is I think we're still in a very much early stage bull run. I think we've got a lot more to come. And I think you just have to look at the insatiable appetite that sits with institutions right now to tell you, in my view, that is where we are, basically. Too bad I actually work on so little sleep. I've done it for 3.5 years. So, yeah. I've never really been a big sleeper in my life anyway. I've always been relatively, short sleep. But, yeah. Just got to be on it, 420. Just got to be on it. And, yeah, wait till you have kids. Exactly that. So, yeah. Thing is, I'll normally catch up on it. So, the week, through the week, I tend to not sleep a lot. And then I'll catch up a little bit on the weekend. I just need to make sure tomorrow I actually get out of bed. Otherwise, I might still be in bed at, lunchtime. Oh, God. With my boss will be like, you're meant to be at work. Where are you? I'm coming. Don't worry about it. Just don't come to my house. It's going to be fine. Next time, Holmes, it's late. It's all pretend. That's true. That's true. BTC taking a bit of a dumperino. Where are we at now? I mean, not crazy. 118.6. So coming down a little bit. Volume feels a bit limp at the minute. Let's go to 30-minute and just sort of see what's going on. Yeah. I got a solid 89 hours of sleep every night, man. Yeah, no, I haven't had that for probably 4 years. If all fails apart, I blame all of you telling me that sand was done and a bag of shit. And some of you put it. I mean, Craig, secretly, I think everyone's been buying sand. It's my opinion. 420 is brutal. I wouldn't suggest. Yeah, it's all getting weird again in the chat. It's all getting weird in the chat. By the way, I highly recommend having twins. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. If you get twins, it like just takes all the joy and magnifies it by 2. It's great. It's absolutely great. So I would definitely recommend it. Holmes says I've been accumulating sand bags. Can you imagine? Holmes comes out and he's got a 50k bag of sand. I'd love that. I'd actually love that. That would be fucking brilliant. That would be brilliant. Everyone's like, oh my God, sand's gone to the moon. Holmes is like, yep, I'm done, baby. Bought 3 Ferraris. Accumulated sand. Can't believe it went to $200. Oh, dear me. It's sand. I love it. I love it. Craig says, well, I've just swapped it all for Bonk. Bonk's been doing well today, man. Oh, it's down 3.5. Man, Bonk had a big... Yeah, look at this. I'm so glad this jumped. I do want to get a position into Bonk. I'm just waiting to try and find the best moment. The best moment. I mean, could we come back down, retest 3-2 maybe? Again, could be an opportunity. But yeah, feels like it's going to come down a little bit more. 3-2 maybe. Maybe even, maybe even down to the lows of 3 if we get a little bit more push down in the market. But yeah, Bonk is certainly on my list of things that I want to keep an eye out for. Definitely. Market is actually pushed down a little bit. Nothing crazy, I don't think. Is kind of just where we've been. But that's my view anyway. Is my view. Right, everybody. I think that does take us to an hour. It's 10:30 here in the UK. That is me. I'm going to call it quits at that point. We'll obviously be back tomorrow night. On time as always. 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. I promise I won't be late. So until then, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It is definitely worth it. Chain link. I assume you mean Johnny Howie. I think it'll be good, but I don't think it'll hit its potential because I don't think enough people know about it, is my opinion. But yeah. That's it. As always, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. Don't miss it. Until then, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much, everybody who tuned us. Again, as a bit of a live impromptu live stream. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you.